Welcome back to MMA Al Dente. I am the guy who picked Efrain Escudero to defeat Charles Oliveira. And I'm here to talk about Chidi Njokuani versus Michal Oleksiejczuk. Oleksiejczuk is 28 years old, 18-6 as a pro, and he's giving up 3 inches of height and 6 inches of reach to 34-year-old Njokuani, who is 22-9. This is a fight between two very similar types of fighters, broadly, generally speaking. These guys are both dangerous guys who get things done with their violence. Most of their wins are TKOs, 14 out of 22 for Chidi and 13 out of 18 for Oleksiejczuk. Each guy just has one submission as well, and that's where they're most vulnerable, is on the ground. That's where most of their losses come from. Oleksiejczuk has 6 losses, 1 via TKO, 4 submissions, and 1 decision. 3 of the submissions have been in the UFC. Jimmy Crute ran through him with a Kimura. Kyle Bahayo got him out of there with a rear naked choke in his last one. And OSP Von Flue choked him in round 2 in his first UFC submission loss. His 1 TKO loss is not a knockout. It's a grappling loss. He was taken down, mounted, back mounted, and flattened out and pounded out by this guy Marcin Wojcik. It's a grappling defeat. His chin never failed him. I mean, it's a legit TKO. I'm not bitching about it, but still, I'm just saying he was beaten on the ground. And his 1 decision loss comes to Dustin Jacoby. And that was on the feet, but it's close enough, and Jacoby's a very good fighter, very good striker as well. Chidi Njokuani, he's got 9 losses, 4 of them via TKO, 3 submissions, and 2 decisions. He lost by TKO to Gregory Rodriguez in a fight that he had him hurt, split his head open, and just couldn't close the deal. And then Gregory just beat the brakes off him, slowed him down, and pounded him out on the ground. That's where he got it done again. As did Andrei Koreshkov, that's his other TKO recently from Bellator. Not too recent, though. But Koreshkov pounded the shit out of him on the ground and kind of made Chidi melt. And also Brandon Thatch, who pounded him out on the ground against the cage, but I think he hurt him standing up before that. Steamrolled him in like 50 seconds. And then this guy, Jorge Lopez. I wanted to see that, but I couldn't. John Salter submitted him, very good grappler over in Bellator. And former UFC fighter Jeremy Kimball also submitted him. He's got some other losses, whatever. Most recently, he lost to Albert Duraev in a fight that was very close, and one that I'm surprised made it the distance. Because I thought those guys would really exploit each other in one way or another. But Chidi Njokuani, I think he's the better sniper on the feet. I think he's got better one-shot kill power than Oleksiejczuk. And I also think, in a lot of ways, he's a more versatile striker, deadly with all of his limbs. Maybe not all of them, but, he's definitely more likely to take someone's head off with a kick or a knee. But Oleksiejczuk, I think, is better with volume. I think he's better with volume and energy. I think he moves better. He's faster. I think maybe not that much faster here. But I also think he's deceptively powerful. I know he's never going to have the body at any weight. But even here, he's, he doesn't look it, but he's got some good power, Oleksiejczuk. I think he's got enough to hurt Chidi, certainly, even if he can't match Chidi's sniper power there. But I'm taking Oleksiejczuk to win this fight. I think he's got a good enough chin, never been knocked out again, to handle any of the real danger coming from Chidi. And I also think he's got that energy where he could put him away on the ground as well. Chidi Njokuani is the better grappler here. He's got better jiu-jitsu, I'd say. But he's not likely to implement any sort of game plan where it ends with him getting a tap. And as far as them on the ground, just, Oleksiejczuk as an MMA fighter with his energy and his ground and pound, I think he's maybe a little more likely to get the finish on the ground, believe it or not. Just because I've seen Chidi get put away there a few times. Whereas Oleksiejczuk, again, he was caught positionally with his hips were flattened out where he couldn't move, and he was pounded. And then the other ones are all submissions. So I think Oleksiejczuk is going to beat the fight out of Chidi Njokuani and get a finish in the middle of the fight. That's my prediction. It could come on the ground, could come on the feet as well. On the feet, Michal, he's got dangerous power, even if it's not as dangerous as Chidi, but he's still got that volume and pressure, and he mixes shit up well with his hands. He's got he got that body shot over Gian Vellante, and I think if he finds a little bit of offense when Chidi's getting a little bit tired, he's going to turn the tide pretty quickly and end up discouraging Chidi and pounding the shit out of him for a finish. That's the prediction. Oleksiejczuk, call it TKO, middle of the fight, late round 2 maybe. I can't commit to the under, even though it's under 2.5 rounds at minus 245. So I've just bet on Oleksiejczuk, minus 120. You can get him by finish at plus 145, and even though that is my pick, I'm very sure he wins by finish, especially with that Duraev fight going the distance and the lines being so close. I'm just going to play my Oleksiejczuk pick by money line, minus 120. So that's the prediction and the bet. Oleksiejczuk overwhelms Chidi and Njokuani, and he's tough enough to handle any of the sniper shots coming his way. Like, share, subscribe, all that horse shit. Check out my other videos.